Good counter. I'm your host, Roddy Too Good. Yes, sir. Hey, yo. So, fresh off of Dynasty, you know what I'm saying, where you could call it a controversial ending, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people on Twitter was upset, but John Moxley retained from the help of the Young Bucks. You know what I'm saying? They came in, they hit Swerve with the EVP trigger, but not only that, the Young Bucks and just the Elite and Swerve Strickland, they've had a riff. You know what I'm saying? The whole Blood and Guts. You know, like I said before, he led Team AEW against the Elite. You know, and gave them the victory. You know, so they've had it out for each other for some time now. So with that being said, the Elite story, a lot of people was complaining about that as well. You know what I'm saying? Them trying to they basically was trying to do the same thing the Deathriders are currently doing it right now. So fast forward into Dynamite, you know, you see the Young Bucks, they come back basically trying to join the Deathriders. Yeah. So basically trying to join the Deathriders and stuff like that. So it's very interesting, you know, and I don't and it wasn't even the Deathriders, they didn't even stick around really to hear him out or to really consider their like offer or something. They soon as the John Moxley match was over, they got up out of there. But to be fully honest with you, um I don't think it's gonna be that easy. Like it's only for real, to be 1,000% honest with you, I can only see one person from the Elite really having the blessing to really join the Death Riders, and that's Jack Perry. You know, because if y'all remember from back then when this whole thing was kind of starting, you know, John Moxley had walked past the Elite. This is at the time where Jack Perry was the TNT champion, and he looked like he took like a liking to Jack Perry. He patted him on the shoulder. He said, "This is a good kid right here." And then like Jack Perry looked kind of like happy that John Moxley acknowledged him. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's John Moxley. You gotta. He's one of them. So you gotta take that. Yeah, you gotta take the blessings. You know what I'm saying? John Moxley is one of them. But in further note, like this right here is very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because I still think the Young Bucks are probably just going to try to keep on helping the Death Riders, but I think eventually, I don't think it's going. Like I said before, it's not going to be this easy. Like I think the Death Riders is eventually going to attack the Elite. I think that they just not going to mess with them because just their whole style is something that John Moxley preaches against, kinda. Like you know what I'm saying? John Moxley, even though he has help and all that stuff, his it seems like his goal is goal driven. What he's trying to do, he's really trying to pull the best out of a lot of the people in the back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, since if I can't motivate you just by my actions, I'm gonna just force you guys in that locker room to come and try to defeat me because I'm gonna be the biggest tyrant in AEW. So I'm trying to. It's like, damn, what's that movie? Oh, matter of fact, it's kind of like if you've seen Unbreakable, like, and you've seen Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass was a villain just because he was looking for a superhero. It's that type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he went around causing mischief, causing all this mayhem just so he could see a superhero in his life because he wanted to be like he was a villain. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that with John Moxley. So I don't think he's gonna mess with them at all. I don't think he's gonna rock with them at all. But I do think that Jack Perry is probably gonna join the Death Riders, and he's gonna possibly turn on the Elite. And I think the Elite is just gonna get wiped out, and then it's gonna be like, oh man, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't see John Moxley rocking with the Young Bucks for real. But as of now, like we got Swerve, man. Swerve is he's in this story with the elite. We all know, we all know this. Swerve, he's very he's definitely one of the faces of AEW. Like anytime when the storyline involves him is usually like gold. Like yo, anytime like whether you go with the Danielson stuff, whether you go with the Hangman stuff, whether you go with the Ricochet stuff, like yo, this man is gold. So it's gonna be interesting to see Swerve just going out for his revenge on the elite. You know what I'm saying? And we got Hangman coming. It's a match he's coming up with Owen. It's a I'm 10 times out of 10. I want to say that's going to be Jack Perry. Like I would like to say that's Jack Perry. It would just make sense to go forward with the story because I honestly believe that it's going to be Swerve and Hangman going against the elite. You know what I'm saying? Even though like Hangman kind of he came back then and was like, yo, just to make it clear, I was not trying to help Swerve. I do not want to help Swerve, and if he gets in the way of anything, I'm gonna mess him up. So they're gonna have this whole thing. They're gonna be conflicted, trying to figure out if they cool or not. You know what I'm saying? Because the history is just so crazy with them too. But eventually, I'm telling y'all, like yo, Tony Khan needs to do this. He needs to have Swerve and Hangman team up versus the elite. You know what I'm saying? So just to further this story, hopefully that wild card that's going against Hangman will be Jack Perry because that just will tie everything in. Especially these two, they have major issues with each other, but also other than that, they have a big problem with the elite. And these are two kind of lone wolf types like Swerve and Hangman. They don't really be getting along with each other that like no, they don't really have like a crew anymore. Like you know what I'm saying? So they kind of out there on their own. So they probably dealing with the elite. They probably gonna come out and be like, "Yo, fam, just this one time, we're gonna just make amends and just work together." Like you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely gonna be interesting. I think that this is a great route for the elite to come back. You know, they coming back straight into a Hangman and Swerve slash John Moxley story. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be very very interesting. That's going to be dope. Not only that, and if you got that and Kenny Omega, because you got Okada with the Kenny Omega stuff, so you could have all that kind of mixed up in there. You got the elite mixing it up with Kenny Omega, with Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page, and then like you have like a slash with like John Moxley and the Deathriders. So this is a fulling story coming together. You know what I'm saying? So and you got this is really a fulling story. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes for real. So there's a lot of big characters. It's a lot of big names in the storyline. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So hopefully we can all just wrap it up, like you know what I'm saying? Because we all know we're gonna get Okada, Omega for All In. We all know we all know we're gonna get that. That's just a given. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be just interesting to see what else is coming from this major story for real. Because I feel like this story is gonna be major for real. So like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think about it. Hit the like, hit the bell. Come subscribe. Join the family. Peace. I'm out, man.